Do you love to travel, but the fear of flying is stopping you from booking those trips? Does every time you fly, you get a shiver down your spine and want to throw up? This used to be me. I used to be a terribly nervous flyer. I used to cry on flights all the time. Now I am flying with a manageable stress level. In this two-part series, I'm going to give you 5 tangible tips and 5 mindset tips to conquer your fear of flying and make sure that you never miss up another trip again because you're scared to fly. Hello, my name is Krista. This is part 2 of a 2-part series on how to overcome or manage your fear of flying. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tangible tips on how to manage your fear when you are on board a flight and how to make sure you don't end up crying when you're in your late 20s, like I have on multiple flights. So, here we go. Tip number 1 is get to the airport early and be prepared. I can't stress this enough. The earlier you get to the airport, the better. Leave more time than you think you will need. Not only will it relieve stress if you're early and get to sit down in the gate area and just chill out for a little while, if anything happens, you won't be worried that you're going to miss your flight. Okay, also be prepared. So I'm flying in the time of coronavirus, so I have my mask here. I'm not wearing it. I'm in a very secluded area of the airport, but I have my mask. I have some wet wipes to use on the plane, and I have some hand sanitizer. So, I mean, as far as COVID goes, this is going to ease my worries of COVID and making sure that I'm completely prepared to travel. This goes for non-COVID related stuff too. Make sure you have your ID, your boarding pass, everything you might need. Just be prepared so you don't have to worry about those little things before you board your flight. Also, another big reason why I tell people to get to the airport early if you are scared of flying is to find a place in the airport that you can see all the planes taking off and all the planes landing and just watch. Just sit there. It is so fun and like relaxing to just watch all the planes take off and land, and it really will give you a sense of how many planes take off and land in one day. It's incredible how many planes out of just one airport, out of just one gate, go off a day. So hopefully that will ease your fears of this is something that people do every day of the year. Multiple flights are going in and arriving safely. So the more you watch those planes go out, hopefully the more relieved you will be that this is a common thing that happens all throughout the day, every day. Tip number 2 is download your favorite music and shows before you get to the airport. So this is not any music and shows or the book you're currently reading to think you're going to take your mind off your fear. So I found that not any music will do for me. I have to have super energetic, high, upbeat, engaging music. You need something that's going to engage you and all of your senses. So that way you can kind of take your mind off the airplane noises and whatever is going around you. Tip number 3, bring your favorite snacks or candy on the plane with you. So this is something I like to do. I like to buy my favorite candy or snacks days before my flight, and then I literally will not let myself open the bag or eat them until I am on the plane. It's just a little treat that I do for myself and gives me something to look forward to once I'm on the flight, because it used to be that there's nothing to look forward to on the flight and I was going to dread the whole thing, but now I can't wait to eat this whole bag of Starburst and get a big bellyache. Tip number 4 is watch and talk to the flight attendants. Every flight attendant I've ever met has been super nice and super helpful if I let them know I am a nervous flyer. So let them know if you are nervous, if it is your first time. I've never gotten someone that was like, well, that's dumb that you're scared. I've never had a flight attendant. They'll usually give you plenty of great tips or like talk to you to help you calm down, or even just watching the flight attendants going about their business and working on the flight makes me calmer, because you see them not freaking out. You can obviously tell that this is just another day at the office for them and that nothing is going wrong, because they're not running and screaming around the airplane. They're just doing their job. So if ever you're like, is something going wrong on this plane, just watch the flight attendants, or even ask the flight attendants, and they'll be like, no, this is totally normal. Tip number 5 is probably one of my favorites: breathing exercises. So I know it might sound kind of like woo-woo, but I keep some of these breathing exercises in my back pocket, and they help me so much, not even when I'm on a plane and I'm freaking out, but literally anytime I'm anywhere and start to feel some anxiety. These breathing techniques help me out a ton. So the first exercise is something I learned from yoga. So what you're going to do is you're just going to place your nose on your nostril, block it like that, inhale, hold it at the top, switch, and then exhale through your other nostril. Like that. I don't know what this is called exactly, but I learned it doing yoga, and it really helps just like calm you down and regulate your breathing. The other breathing / anxiety technique I go to is called the 5 4 3 2 1 method. I don't know why I did it like that. So you're going to start with 5 things. Pick 5 things that you can deliberately see. So focus on each of those 5 things slowly, deliberately, and intently on those 5 things until you pick out 5 things you can see. Then you're going to go down to 4 things you can touch. Deliberately touch 4 different things. Notice how they feel in your hands and just focus on them for a second or 2. Then you're going to go down to 3 things you can hear. Pick out 3 things you can hear around you. If you're on a plane, this may be kind of triggering for you, but maybe it's your music, maybe you like ruffle some of your clothing. So just pick 3 things you can hear that you can focus on for a second or 2. Then you're going to find 2 things you can smell. Okay, it may be the drink you're having while you're on the plane, and maybe the candy you're eating on the plane, or maybe your hair. You can just smell your hair. Just focus on 2 things you can smell deliberately and slowly. And then you're going to focus on the 1 thing you can taste. Just focus on what you are tasting in your mouth and notice it, acknowledge it, and once you've gone through 5 4 3 2 1 deliberately, you will probably be feeling more grounded and more calm. If you aren't, go back and repeat the process again, or try the other breathing exercise. And always, if these exercises don't work for you, you can always Google more breathing exercises or anxiety exercises. There are a ton that you can try and that will help you regulate your breathing and calm your anxiety. So those are 5 tangible tips to help you to overcome your fear of flying, or at least manage your stress while flying. This is a 2-part series, so if you have not checked out the 5 mindset tips to overcome your fear of flying, make sure to check out that video right over there. And make sure to comment down below with what was your favorite tangible tip, or which little trick you use the most to calm yourself when flying. And if you want more tips on how to make travel a top priority in your life, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time a new video comes out. I love you, and I'll see you soon.